Hi. Okay, this is there he goes. This is Nimbus. Nimbus had a rough day yesterday, didn't you, buddy? Hey. Okay. I thought it'd be easier just to show you Nimbus than explain everything that happened. About 2:45 on Saturday morning or early Sunday morning, heard the puppies crying and got up to feed them, and Nimbus, poor guy, was laying in a puddle of formula that he had spit up, and some stuff that had come out of the other end too. He was very dehydrated, very listless and limp, and just did not look good at all, which was surprising because he'd been the strongest of his siblings right up until then. So tried to get him to eat, he wouldn't eat. Tried to, took his temperature, nothing was wrong there. So gave him some subcutaneous fluids about 2:30 in the morning, and at 6 o'clock in the morning he ate a little bit. He seemed to be a little better, not great, but better. Then about 10 o'clock in the morning he crashed again, and gave him some more subcutaneous fluids. And it just kind of went that way all day yesterday. He'd be up for a little while. He even ate twice. I wouldn't let him eat a full meal just because he wasn't keeping what he was eating down very well. But wanted to keep him hydrated and, keep something in his system. Finally, last evening, started to think that maybe it wasn't just dehydration that was a problem, but maybe he was hypoglycemic. His blood sugar was all jacked up. So we gave him some Caro syrup, squirted some of that in his mouth, and then from there until the rest of the night, it was really touch and go. 10 o'clock, went to bed with him in the crate next to my bed. Let's see if he wants to eat. Things weren't looking very good. We had tried tube feeding him because it had been a while since he ate, and we given him about 20 cc's of his formula through a tube, and he promptly spit that up, at least most of it. So gave him some more subcutaneous fluids before bed, and then went to bed. About 1 o'clock in the morning, he woke me up screaming. It was hard to tell if he was screaming because he was suffering and, in pain, or if he was just crying. They don't really have a good bark yet or anything like that, so it was just sort of tough to tell. But it was up with him from about 1 until 4 o'clock in the morning last night. And finally at 4, after tube feeding him again, which he kept mostly down, I decided just to put him in the laundry room behind me with the door closed, so that he didn't keep up the whole house or wake the neighbors, and went to bed. And just prayed that when I woke up in the morning that he'd be alive. That there was really nothing left that I could do. And about 6:30 this morning, my alarm went off like it usually does. And I pressed snooze repeatedly. Missed my run, missed taking the girls to school. We all played hooky today, and I think a lot of that was because I was worried. I didn't know what I was going to see when I woke up, and I was starting to get a little too attached to him yesterday. But about 8:30, the wife came in. She got back from her ride, and she said, "Come here, you got to come and see your puppy. He's sitting up." And I went and got him out of his crate, and this is pretty much what he looked like. He's been a feisty little bugger all day long. I'm having a hard time getting him to eat. He's just, he likes sucking on my finger. That he'll do, but as soon as I put the bottle in his mouth, he's like, "Ooh, what's that? You're trying to kill me." And he hasn't done a very good job of eating today. He did eat some wet dog food, though, which is good. And that's part of the problem, is that they're right at this stage where they're transitioning over from the milk to the wet dog food, which is, I guess, a bad time to have these types of issues. The other thing, too, that we noticed last night, about midnight or so, he sneezed and he had some green mucus. So now we know we're dealing with an upper respiratory infection to possibly pneumonia. We don't know. But fortunately, he had some doxycycline left over from Huffle, who still has kennel cough, and cut some of those up into small pieces. he was still so dry and couldn't get him to eat anything, I just shoved it as far back in his throat as I could and hoped that it would at least stick there and dissolve, because I didn't think he was going to swallow it. Gave some to his brothers also because they were showing some signs of having runny noses. And everybody has runny noses today too, which might be why we're not eating so well. I've had to suction some green junk out of the noses today, but certainly a lot more lively than he was yesterday. What happens with these little guys, they crash really fast, they can also rebound really fast. So hopefully whatever it was that took him down yesterday, we're on top of, and I'm going to get some liquid antibiotics into him pretty soon, and just keep giving him subcutaneous fluids, keep him hydrated at the very least, and hope that he starts, eating enough. But he's in pretty good spirits. Reunited on with his brothers a little while ago. Since everybody's sick, I figure it can't hurt much, and it's always better for the puppies to be with their families, huh? So, anyways, just wanted to show you Nimbus. So he's doing much better. Say bye, Nimbus. Say bye. Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Say thanks to everybody in Facebook land for worrying about you last night. Poor buddy. Poor buddy. Poor buddy. Mwah. Okay. Bye.